right. This year I am going to go through my Super Nintendo collection. This, if you want to go really childhood, this is, me pre 10 years old. I loved the Super Nintendo, so that's why it's the only non Sony console that I have. Although I am planning on getting a Switch too, but that's a whole nother discussion for later on down the line. But I love this little Super Nintendo, and I do pop it in and play it on the CRT. Every once in a while. As you can see, the last time I played Super Mario All Stars, I love the old school Super Nintendo games, and I have pretty much every game that I want. There might be a couple that I want, but for the most part, I have every game that I could want on the Super Nintendo. So it's kind of cool. Now, I did get, before we get into it, I got these repurposed cases from custom cases dot something. If you Google custom cases, maybe it's customcases.com. They weren't too bad. If I remember, it was like $5 or $6 per case, and I got them all more like the uniform look for the side here because I just like how that looks. So cool. I just love how it looks. And let's go through these games. I don't have a whole lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 games. So, should be pretty easy. Just go through them one at a time here. Arrow the Acrobat. I love this game. Oh, that's one of the games I would like to get is Arrow the Acrobat 2. Because I don't really remember playing that game, but I do remember playing the crap out of this game. And I actually may have played that game on Sega Genesis. But I think I've decided I'm not going to get a Sega Genesis because that was another system I did have as a child. But you can play those original Sonic games and stuff from that console like so many different ways. There's so many different collections I have on the PlayStation. So I think I'm just going to stick with the Super Nintendo as far as retro consoles. Aladdin, I actually have not played this game. This was probably a lot I bought from somebody or something, and I just kept it because I thought it looked cool. Back in the day, these games, Disney movies got their own licensed games. I'm going to mess up my whole spiel here. I loved Donkey Kong back in the day. The OG Donkey Kong Country is the one I remember the most, but I played all 3 of them. But this game was fun. I love the Donkey Kong games. Donkey Kong Country 2. Diddy's Conquest. Love the music, the art style of these games. Just so cool. Donkey Kong Country 3. Don't remember this one a whole lot. Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. Need to go back and play those Donkey Kong games. Another game I didn't play, but I wanted to have, the OG Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic Park, so that would be something I'm going to try and play at some point in time. Oh my gosh. Killer Instinct. This was our go-to fighting game. This in Super Street Fighter 2. We played a ton of Killer Instinct back in the day. Love this game. My favorite Zelda. A Link to the Past. I mean, once again, one of the best games ever made. It's so good. Kind of my first foray, if you want to call that an RPG. That was kind of my first RPG. Paperboy 2, I have played this, but not like as thoroughly as some of my other Super Nintendo games. This is actually Paperboy 2. I don't know if I said that. Oh, played so much of this. And I have the digital-only remastered version on PS4 that I do still play. Because in that one, you don't have to, save your codes and all that nonsense. Although maybe you do. I can't remember, but I play that one more now. But this game we played so much back in the day, and then you'd write your code down the wrong way, and then you'd have to start all over, although who cares, because we would play that so much back in the day. It's one of the best games. And here's Super Mario All Stars. Love it. get to play all the classic Nintendo games. When the original Nintendo came out, I was born in '85, so I do remember playing on the original Nintendo a lot. But I played more Mario once I had the Super Nintendo. But I played them all, every Mario, and the battle game in Super Mario 3 is a game that most people still don't know about, that I am always whip out and play, and it's so fun. The battle game in Super Mario 3, but Super Mario World's cool too, which we'll get to that here in a minute. Super Mario Kart, I did not play this Mario Kart. But it's one of the ones that you pretty much have to have for Super Nintendo. The OG, the original Super Mario Kart. Another fighting game we played a ton, Super Street Fighter 2. Love this game. Classic. Yes, played a ton of Super Mario World as well. I think on my original Super Nintendo, it came packed in with that game. I don't know if all Super Nintendos were like that, but the one I got had that. I played a ton of this too. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. I'm pretty sure this was towards the end of the Super Nintendo's life cycle, but still, the baby crying all the time. This is a really interesting art style in this game, but it's fun, different than Super Mario World, the original. This was a game I had to have because I love Dr. Mario. I have memories of playing that with my grandma on the original NES, and I have popped this in and played it on here occasionally too. I have not played Tetris. I mean, I have, obviously, the original Tetris, but I mainly got this because this is the best. This is the only way you can play Dr. Mario on Super Nintendo. Of course, you can get it on the original Nintendo, but I love playing it on here. And then finally, I picked this up at a game exchange. I did play this as a child, Turtles in Time. And some people consider this one of the greatest beat 'em up games ever. But it doesn't hold the memories or the fond childhood memories like a lot of these other Super Nintendo games. But yeah, that's my collection. I've got some extra controllers back there, original hardware. I love the Super Nintendo. That's the whole reason I got the CRT too, is to play it on there. I do occasionally play the PS2 on there too, but this is basically my Super Nintendo machine. What do you guys think? You like the cases? What do you think of the collection? What Super Nintendo game am I missing? I guess there's like some Final Fantasies and stuff, but I have those in other collections, so I don't really need that. But I'm trying to think, what other Super Nintendo game do I need? Other than I would like to get Aero the Acrobat too. But yeah, until next time, this is Rainy Cage. Peace out.